Alright guys, sorry I couldn't get a video up yesterday. I tried to, but apparently Share Factory says, no, fuck you. You reached a limit for how much you can edit your video. So therefore, I wasn't able to cut many audio clips, and therefore I had to kind of delete the video. I'm gonna be remaking it soon, so don't worry. Yeah, it's gonna be the one with the freshman retreat and all that good shit. But today's story is hopefully gonna be more interesting. And take this story as real or fake, I don't really care, but all I know is it fucking happened to me. And it's gonna be about a really, I'm not gonna say my first, but a really fucked up quote unquote paranormal experience that happened to me about 2 years ago, a little bit over 2 years ago, and I'm sharing it with you guys today. And let's see how this goes. So this was around the end of 2014, so I was about 12 years old. You know, not the smartest person ever. You know, as most 12-year-olds aren't. So this is this place we usually like to go to out with my dad's friends out in this kind of country type-esque area in between our town and the next. And this guy we know kind of owned the property and renovated it and kind of put his own buildings, he's a really smart guy, so he kind of made his own electricity system, his electric grid, all this cool shit, right? So he made his own little quote-unquote settlement back there. He doesn't really live there, but it's a really cool place to hang out every now and then. So yeah, we used to go there about almost every weekend. I don't believe we did when this happened. I think that was just years prior to that. But yeah, so we went there one day, and we usually always just sit around, talk. If my dad's friends' kids are over there, which are technically my friends, we usually just mess around, do stuff. Maybe sometimes their dad will play baseball with us. I don't fucking know. But there's this one part of it that kind of leads off into the deep woods, and it's kind of a path you follow. And supposedly there's a lot of landmarks and shit and cool stuff out there I always wanted to explore. And so that's just what I heard, right? So a couple years ago passed, and my friend's dad is like, okay, I'm gonna take you guys back here, and I'm gonna explain to you all the cool stories and shit that happened back in these woods, right? And so he takes us back there. It's about a 20-minute walk. We just kind of walk around. We see just some really weird shit that made cool, funny-ass stories about. There was a weird abandoned truck back there. But the one place that always creeped me out, that I've seen it a couple times before, is halfway into the place. There's like a deer shed, which I believe was used for skinning deer just years ago, because I knew it hadn't been in use for at least 20-something odd years. And you could tell it's seen better days. So we'd always walk past that. He always tell us some lame-ass story about it, and, pass by, nothing really remarkable about it, right? Well, this certain story has to involve this deer shed in a way that I really did not think I'd experience with that deer shed. So, yeah, let's just get right into that. So one day, my friends weren't there, so I decided to myself, you know what? It's fucking dark outside. It's about 10 o'clock at night. It's a fucking Friday. I'm 12 years old. So I'm going to take a tiny little flashlight, and I'm going to walk this fucking trail. Now, I usually am not want to do this. I was always fucking pussy when it came to this shit. But that night, I just kind of felt like, well, why the hell not, I just, it's right there. The opportunity's there. Might as well do it. So I did. I take out the flashlights. It's like one of those little, keychain flashlights that sometimes the batteries die halfway through their usage. Just very, very shitty. So I start walking back there with the flashlight, turn it on. Nothing's really going on. Walking through, hear a couple of noises. All the while, my dad's just talking to his friends, just not even aware of me doing this. He thinks I'm probably just fucking around, with sticks or something, It's just normal shit kids would do, right? So, anyway, I continue walking down this path. It's pretty normal. I'd say about 5 minutes into it, it kind of got a little suspicious because it got deathly quiet, and then all of a sudden just noises started getting louder. It was very... The whole feel and atmosphere of the place was just very unsettling for the fact that, just the noises became extremely louder. There's no other noise except for me stepping on leaves became enhanced. The fucking bugs got louder. And it was just a very, very weird situation. But I really didn't bother to make a big deal of it or, notice it that much. So I kind of just continued on my merry way, right? So I continue with this weird phenomenon going on until I reach a point where I'm about, I'd say, 45 seconds away from reaching the deer shed. All of a sudden it starts fading out into quiet, and I'm not exactly sure why. This is when it started sketching me out. But you know, I kind of continue. I thought to myself, hey, I'm this far, why turn back? So that's exactly what I did. I just kept walking, and it got deathly quiet all of a sudden, and I kind of turn a little bend around, and I see the deer shed. And this point is maybe around 10:30 at night. I'm not exactly sure. And it was pretty fucking dark, you know, out here in that country area especially. It gets extremely dark. I don't think there's really any other lights besides the flashlight. And so it gets even more quieter than it did earlier somehow, except all the noises weren't there. They just kind of faded away, and it was just the stereotypical horror movie, just quiet, you know, when you expect something to jump out. It's kind of like that. And so I kind of just stepped a little bit further, and there was like this little log in front of there that someone put a little statue on. I don't remember, it was like a statue of some kind of saint. I can't exactly remember. But I walk a little bit further and it falls over, and that's when I say to myself, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Before I can really even move, this is when it starts getting a little bit more hectic and creepier than before. This is the point when I turn around to move, and I turn back, and there's something a little bit different about the place. I turn back around with my flashlight and shine it towards the deer shed, and I saw something that I'll probably never forget to this day. Something that has been stuck in my head and made me paranoid for, you know, for about a year and a half. And, yeah, God, Jesus, okay. So I turn around and I shine my flashlight back on the deer shed, and there was this black mass kind of slowly inching its way through the doorway, and I'm kind of like in shock. I can't really move, and I really don't want to move. My whole thing was trying to figure out what the fuck was going on without, you know, freaking out, obviously, and screaming and shit. So I was kind of paralyzed there in this spot, and I really couldn't move or do anything about it. And so this figure, this mass, kind of forms into this black figure of a person. And that was the point that I decided I wanted to leave the fuck out. But I couldn't run. My body physically wouldn't let me move. Well, until it slowly started to inch towards me, it kind of... there was like these little steps in front of the deer shed, and slowly started to inch its way down the steps. And you could hear it too. It was so quiet, you could hear the stairs creaking, which is something that you normally should not be able to hear. And so here it is, slowly inching its way towards me, already practically down the steps. I'd say about 15 feet away from me. So it didn't even look like it was really walking. At this point, when it got down the steps, it was kind of like hovering walking. It was very, very weird. I can't really explain it. And that's when my body kind of broke free, and I did not want to look. I turned around, no matter how stupid a decision that was, and I fucking hightailed it back to the main area. Once I started getting to the area and I could see the lights from everybody else, that's when the noise started coming back. Everything kind of came back into sound. There's no more silence, and that's when I kind of got a little bit of relief, but I didn't dare look behind me. So I get to where my dad is, and I didn't tell anybody this. I still haven't told anybody about this. I told one person, and I told him just about a month ago, because I was afraid no one would believe me of this. And I don't fucking know why I'm telling it now, but it's the internet. What you know, people are still gonna criticize me, but it's up to y'all. So yeah, I never told anybody, and it just became this whole thing with me about experiences and why I don't like to fuck with the paranormal, which I do have more stories about, which I will tell in another video. But yeah, guys, just don't do stupid shit, okay? Believe in the paranormal or not, just don't go around and just do fuck shit, okay? It's not gonna end up good. But anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in to my video. Hopefully I'll be able to get my editing software to not fuck up, and I'll be able to put that video that I really wanted to. And I'll hopefully be able to see you guys in the next goddamn fucking video.